When you're down on your luck and your money's gone, when every right turn seems to turn out wrong, when you can't back up and start over, keep on rolling. When the flame's gone out and the nights get cold, when that old memory won't leave you alone, when you miss that hand you've been holding, keep on rolling. Roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keeping on as the big world spins, and baby, when you get where you're going, keep on rolling. When you spend all day staring down that clock, remember you are you, man, you ain't your job, and dreams can't ever be stolen. Keep on rolling. Roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keeping on as the big world spins, and baby, when you get where you're going, keep on rolling. When heaven comes calling from the other side, I'm gonna see Jesus waiting with his arms open wide, saying, don't be afraid, come on over. Oh yeah, keep on rolling. Roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keeping on, it ain't never gonna end. And baby, when you get where you're going, roll like a river, ride like the wind, love like you ain't never gonna love again. Keeping on as the big world spins, and baby, when you get where you're going, don't worry about what's over your shoulder. Keep on rolling.
Keep on rolling. Keep on.
Keep on rolling.
Keep on rolling. Keep on.
It's not quite a religious experience, but it's damn close.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hello.
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 The wheel is turning, but the hamster's dead.
Seriously? You guys gotta come up with a better name. Whatever. I'm not even getting paid for this show.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio.
It's finally Friday, it's my day, and I'ma hit the bar with the crew, my buddies. And we might get too wild and crazy to go home to our ladies. It's finally Friday. I've been working real damn hard, and the tractors can wait till Monday. Switch up that 9 to 5 p.m. to 9 to 5 a.m. until Sunday. So call up the buddies and turn up a song and pop the Jack Honey. Yeah, my back all week. The hard work pays off and drinking money. We're gonna get a bit rowdy tonight and turn up and get loud, cause we came here to party. Yeah, it's finally Friday, it's my day, and I'ma hit the bar with the crew, my buddies. And we might get too wild and crazy to go home to our lady. It's finally Friday, it's my day, and I'ma drink a few more beers than I would on a weekday. We might get a little too late, 2 a.m. told me we gotta quit. It's finally Friday. Get your drinks up high in the air to a Friday night if you don't care. Get a little buzz on, mix with the strong one, and get 'em up in the air. It's finally Friday, it's my day, and I'ma hit the bar with the crew, my buddies. And we might get too wild and crazy to go home to our lady. It's finally Friday, it's my day, and I'ma drink a few more beers than I would on a weekday. We might get a little too late, 2 a.m. told me we gotta quit. It's finally Friday. Finally Friday. Finally Friday.
It is finally Friday. His name is Time March Country, Facebook and Twitter, and we call it Freebie Friday around here, and I'm going to have a cool giveaway today. How about a signed Matthew Bonazzoli CD? That is coming up right here on Indie Country Radio, Today's Country with Tim Kelly. That's the show today, and we're going to have a good one. I'll tell you what, we got Miss Phyllis Salter Gann from Salter Gann Universal Promotions going to be live with me on the phone here in about 25 minutes or so. And Universal Promotions is cool because we're broadcasting to the universe right now on Indie Country Radio. And to kick off the show, Keeper of the Plains, Mr. Michael Gutierrez, who happens to be in Branson, Missouri right now. So hopefully I'll get to hook up with him and we'll go have breakfast maybe tomorrow. We'll see how that goes, but can't wait for that. That's going to be fun as well. And of course I am broadcasting live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, and we got a good one planned for you today, folks. So get everybody on your social media pages. Tell them Indie Country Radio is live right now. Spreaker.com, search Indie Country Radio, or you can listen right off of our website, IndieCountryRadio.net. Just click those headphones on the homepage. Mr. John Wolf from the state of Texas, what are you doing right now? Well, hopefully you're listening to Today's Country with Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on a Freebie Friday.
Well, I guess I could have gave you a little heads up, but a girl like you don't need no fixing up. Friday night's too far away, and you've been stuck in my head all day. I just had to see your face, no I couldn't wait. Girl, what are you doing right now? What you got going on? 'Cause I got my ride in the drive, all gassed up, cranked up, and ready to get us gone. Girl, what do you say? You just start walking this way. Don't think, don't blink, drop everything, and baby, just come on out. What are you doing right now? Should you put on old blue jeans or a party dress? To be honest, I ain't thought that far ahead. I can pick you up right in front of your house, so pull the shades, blow the candles out. We can watch the first star fall from the edge of town. Girl, what are you doing right now? What you got going on? 'Cause I got my ride in the drive, all gassed up, cranked up, and ready to get us gone. Girl, what do you say? You just start walking this way. Don't think, don't blink, drop everything, and baby, just come on out. What are you doing right now? Right this minute, I got a bottle you can help me finish, and when it's empty, we can spin it round and round. Yeah, what are you doing right now? Right this second, on it, baby, let's don't waste it. You'll be having the night of your life when the sun goes down. What are you doing right now? Girl, what are you doing right now? What you got going on? 'Cause I got my ride in the drive all gassed up, cranked up, and ready to get us gone. Girl, what do you say? You just start walking this way. Don't think, don't blink, drop everything, and baby, just come on out. What are you doing right now? Girl, what are you doing right now? I ain't talking about Saturday night. I ain't talking about later on. Girl, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
I looked you up again last night, found a photograph of you online, and I took a shot for old times. Many years have gone by, but I'm still getting drunk off that smile, and I'm wondering where you're at tonight. Did you go to California? Or maybe Tampa Bay, Florida? Hey, did you move to the city? Oh, I bet you're still as pretty. I don't even know if the drinks are talking. I don't even know if I'm broken hearted. All I know is I want you here right now. 'Cause baby, I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you tonight. I'm a little drunk on you. Friday night, the waitress smiles. There's a glimpse of you in her eyes, and I raise a glass for old times. So did it. I drive alongside your old house. There's a light shining so bright, wondering where you're at tonight. Did you go to California? Or maybe Tampa Bay, Florida? Hey, are you down in Alabama? Or maybe up in Montana? I don't even know if the drinks are talking. I
Silver Drive 35 and Drunk on You. You can follow them on the big Twitter machine, as we call it around here, at Silver Drive 35, and also their fan page. It's Silver Drive 35 fan. That is called Drunk on You. Well, if you go out and have a good time this weekend, please do not drink and drive. Do that responsibly. The life you save could be mine, and I sure would appreciate it. And it is Friday the 13th, so we don't need any bad luck like that. You guys have a safe time, but enjoy your weekend. And we're going to enjoy it today on this Friday as well. Freebie Friday, we call it around here. So I'll tell you what, let's give something away right now. The third person from now on that comes into the chat room, and I'm watching it right now, that comes in and says, I want a Matthew Bonazzoli CD. You can put, I want MB. That's right, Matthew Bonazzoli CD. There Comes a Time is the title of the song, but Musicians on the Radio is the title of the CD. So the third person that tells me they want it, you're going to give me your information later on, and I'm going to send it to you. Matthew Bonazzoli right now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
You don't watch pretty girls walk by. All those simple joys just disappear. You don't go drinking with the guys. The truth is you ain't talked to them in years. There comes a time when nothing feels the same. There comes a time it never even crossed your mind. All those little dreams that fell apart. It's not that life has been unkind. The truth is you no longer have the heart. There comes a time when nothing feels the same. There comes a time you dreamt last night you were chasing after a girl who laughed as you tried to catch her. But when you woke, she was gone. You lay waiting for the sun and thinking those dreams are for the young. But it sure felt good to run. Felt good to run. Good to run. Good to run. There comes a time when nothing feels
Tim in the morning. What does that mean?
Are you responsible for the strange sounds I heard emanating from my radio this morning?
We apologize for what he said.
Blah, 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 blah.
We have no idea. We're just making it up as we go along.
The guy's awesome.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
3, 2, 1.
Drop it.
Your station for new country now.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Today's country.
Pretty wild.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
In the basement! 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 Up to the basement! In the basement! In the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I'm about to come over. I got a little plan tonight. I got a good feeling. I'm about to make you lose your mind. We both know where this will go. Sitting here alone with you. The way you look, you're looking good. Boy, I'm gonna make my move. I dare you to tell the truth about the way you feel about me. Don't lie. Maybe just one kiss, it can be real quick. Just put your lips right on mine. So let's sit down on the sofa, move a little closer. All you gotta do is choose between truth or dare tonight. I got another question. I wanna do that again a little bit longer. It won't have to end. We both know where this will go. Spending all night with you. We'll take it slow, 'cause we both know, baby, this is overdue. I dare you to tell the truth about the way you feel about me. Don't lie. Maybe just one kiss, it can be real quick. Just put your lips right on mine. So let's sit down on the sofa, move a little closer. All you gotta do is choose between truth or dare tonight. Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. I dare you to tell the truth about the way you feel about me. Don't lie. Maybe just one kiss, it can be real quick. Just put your lips right on mine. So let's sit down on the sofa, move a little closer. All you gotta do is choose between truth or dare tonight. Truth or dare tonight.
The truth is, I dare you to find better music than we play on Indie Country Radio. Brand new country music, that is. Her name is Lindsay Aaron, Truth or Dare. She spells Lindsay Lindsey, Lindsay E Music on Twitter. So give her a follow. Tell her you heard her right here on Indie Country Radio on a Freebie Friday. She is from Nashville, Tennessee. Well, I'll tell you what, in our second hour, after the noon hour, we're going to give away an 8x10 glossy of Mr. Matthew Bonazzoli. He is not hard to look at. Good-looking gentleman. So we'll be glad to give that away as well after the interview with Miss Phyllis Salter Gann from Salter Gann Universal Promotions coming up here in just a few. But how about a couple of more songs before we do that? Oh, and let's do this real quick. The clean joke of the day. Let's get this going. What happens if life gives you melons? It means you're dyslexic. But that's all right. You didn't have a recipe for melonade anyway, did you? So there you go. I'll post that on the website later on this afternoon. Clean joke of the day. Now the music. Miss Jenny Harlick, 14 years old when she recorded this and wrote it herself. It is called Kissing Tree. On today's Country from Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best. On a Freebie Friday.
the kissing tree. Everywhere you look in this old world, somewhere there's a boy who loves a girl. 'Cause there's a heart carved into a cottonwood bark in the middle of Johnson Junior Park. A promise made with an arrow straight through by two young hands that love once knew. Strong and true as the days go by. That old tree stood the test of time, and I dream of the day when my true love and me carve our names in the kissing tree.
Unbelievable young female talent on this radio station. Isn't there, ladies and gentlemen? Only 14 years old when she recorded that and wrote the song herself, Miss Jenny Harlock, a great Canadian artist, right here on Indie Country Radio. Well, man, we've been looking forward to your interview for a long time. We've got Phyllis Salter Gann with us live on the radio from Sherman, Texas. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and boy, it's a pleasure to be able to talk to you. And on the air, off the air, we got lots to talk about because I spent 20 years in Ada, Oklahoma, down around Colgate area. You probably know those little towns. And
I do. Yes.
We used to go to Sherman all the time because you were closest to the mall that was closest to us. We had to go to Oklahoma City or Sherman, and we went down to Midway Mall all the time.
Oh, that mall's not even there anymore. I mean, there's maybe 3 stores in that mall now.
Is that
That's
right?
not a mall.
Wow.
I'm used to malls in Dallas and Houston.
Okay, well, there you go. See, I didn't know that. I haven't been there since 2010, actually, so it's been a while. But
now, there's about 3 stores left out there. Everything's moved out on 75, going north towards Denison, mainly from that's the mall.
Okay.
So that's we call that the ghost mall now. But to me, that was never a mall because that thing was so little, it was unreal. I was raised in Houston, so I'm used to the big malls, the Galleria, and things like that. And then moved to Dallas years later, so I'm used to the big malls.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I know that's how you got into country music was because of your Texas roots, I'll just guarantee you, because that's what got me into it. When I married my wife in 1990, then Garth Brooks and Toby Keith and those guys were just coming up in country music from Oklahoma, and everybody listened to that down there, and that's what got me into country radio, because never in my life did I think I would DJ country radio, but I wouldn't do anything else at this point.
Oh, you can't live in Texas without listening to country music. Like Drake said, we were all raised up on country music. It was played in our home, and actually how I got my start with country music, getting to really love it and wanting to be involved in it so much was my mother was an RN, and she had an RN supervisor over the neonatal unit at a hospital, and she had an RN that worked under her who had a 13-year-old daughter that was the same age as me who actually sang, and her name was Bubbles Franklin. And I don't know if you know who Larry Butler is. He's from the old days, but he moved to Nashville later and was a producer in Nashville. But they cut some songs together, and I got to go with her starting at the age of 13 to different venues that they played and things like that. Got to meet some really cool people, like Ray Price, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. I mean, at an early age, got to meet some really
good artists.
Mel Phyllis, then later, when I was 17, we went to Nashville. She actually had a recording contract offered to her with RCA. So I got to go with her mom out there, and it was during Country Fest, and it was just, I was like in heaven. I mean, I thought I died and gone to heaven. I really did.
Yeah.
And her mom was a backup singer for her and an awesome piano player, but her voice just wasn't that great, and she turned down a recording contract for Bubbles with RCA because they would not allow her to do backup vocals.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I didn't really realize what that meant, her turning it down. I thought, well, she'll get another chance, Unfortunately, she never got another chance. She lives in Nashville today, plays on Broadway, still no recording contract. Kind of a sad deal,
Yeah.
But that's how I really got into, and Frenchie Burke, I don't know if you know who Frenchie Burke is. He was a big influence on me early on in life. Her mother dated Frenchie Burke. Frenchie Burke played for Ray Price for a while.
Uh-huh.
In fact, Ray Price fired him at the Houston Astrodome for stealing the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was a trick fiddle player and an awesome singer, too. And so, yeah, he got fired at the rodeo one year at the Astrodome for stealing the show. They were booing Ray Price and wanting Frenchie Burke to come back on stage. It was hilarious. But those people were sort of my first influences. And then, of course, I met Keith Whitley, and I become friends with him and Hank Jr., then later years, Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee. And I lived at Mickey Gilley's after I got grown. I was there like 6 nights a week. And Mickey Gilley is actually married to my sister-in-law's cousin. So
is that right?
I spent a lot of time there. So big influences, George Jones, Willie Nelson, all those people, Glenn Campbell, I got to meet all them. And that's where I learned a lot of my style, was through some of these artists. And I did some management in my early 20s for about 3 years. And then no, that's not the route I want to go. So I went and did something else for 27 years. And worked as an investigator and paralegal, and got into justice system working, Mm-hmm. And I actually found out that during that time, as Drake kind of touched on how music affects people's lives, it really helps the prisoners. I mean, you could see a turnaround with some of the prisoners, because there was different, bands that would come into the prison and play and things like that. So that really impressed me and got my attention, too.
Yeah.
And so I went back into managing about 10 years ago. Did it for free, worked for free, did it for free. And then it just come to a point where I was getting so overloaded with people coming to me and wanting management, wanting me to promote them, wanting me to do all these things for them. And a good friend of mine, Bruce Jackson, said, you need to start charging. You don't need to just sit there and give your knowledge and all your contacts away to people for nothing,
Yeah.
So I incorporated, started Salter Gann Universal Promotions and Management, and ran that by myself until about 4 months ago. And Drake, I knew I needed help, like Drake needed help as a manager, I knew I needed help, and there was no further to look than Drake King, because he's my total package. I call him TP, and he's my total package.
He sure was a fun interview the other day. I love talking to that guy.
Oh, I know.
We could talk for several hours, I tell you.
I know. He's a nut. We stay. He keeps me in stitches. I'm not kidding you. We talk every day, nearly several times a day, sometimes in messages too. He's a character.
Yeah.
But, he comes from southeast Oklahoma, from Fort Towson, which we call it the Fort. I lived there prior and have family there, and like he told you, I had met him at the one of the homecomings, which has nothing to do with a school homecoming. It's where everybody from the town comes back for this big homecoming the second weekend of June. He said July. It's actually the second weekend of June.
Uh-huh.
I told him I had to correct you on some of the things you told him today after getting off the interview. And that's where I first met him and heard him perform, and I was like in awe of his talent at such an early age,
Yeah.
And then, of course, as he said, when he made the post, we were friends on Facebook prior to me meeting him. And then when years went by, and then he made the post that he needed a manager. Well, like you said, 5 minutes. It didn't take me 5 minutes. I got jumped on that in a heartbeat, because I wanted that kid.
Yep.
And he said, yeah.
Well, that brings up something that I wanted to ask you, Phyllis, and I told this to Drake in the interview, is, what are you looking for in an artist before you take them on? Is it already that they're just so talented, and it's kind of like The Voice, your chair just turns and you're like hitting your button and going, yeah, I want that one, I want that one? Or do you kind of coach them too? Do you say, maybe do this or do that, or, you need to create this image or that image? What are you looking for in an artist?
Well, the first thing I look for, they have to have a family mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Because Salter Gann Universal is ran as a family. There is no one here that's in competition with anyone else in the family. I don't believe in that, and I will not. I have turned down some good artists because they were too arrogant, and they said they would not be a team player. They were only for themselves.
Right.
We all work together to try to help each other. So if one of my artists was to get a huge contract, You know, we're going to do everything we can to pull the others in, to open or do something for them to get them noticed. You know, they're not going to be left behind. They will be taken care of. And that's the understanding that I have with every artist when I talk to them. And some artists just don't want to do that. They're just about themselves and only themselves, and that's sad.
Yeah.
It takes a team to make it. You know, it takes a team. You can't do it on your own.
We totally agree here at Indie Country Radio because we're family-oriented, and we've had to turn away artists and even quit playing artist music because of, relationships that have gone bad, basically, by some of the things that they put on social media. I'm telling you, if they're not professional through and through, I don't like to work with those kind of people, you know. So we
I
have.
don't either, and over the last 6 months, we've been hit hard with people. I mean, we've been getting 25 to 30 artists within a 30-day period wanting management. So
Wow.
we put some guidelines, out on our website and on our Facebook page, that, make it. They've got to be serious about their career. If you have an artist that comes to you and they want you to manage them, and you ask them to send you some MP3s, and they say, "What's an MP3?" It's kind of like, "Oh, really? You don't know what an MP3 is?"
Right, right.
And then you ask them, "Well, how many likes do you have on your fan page on Facebook?" "Oh, I either don't have one or I've got 25."
Yeah.
So we set some guidelines. They've got to have a website that's up and going. Their Facebook page has to have 1,500 likes. They have to have a good published song or album, that's a good song. They've got to have a published professional-looking video.
Yeah.
They've got to be on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Reverb Nation, and they've got to have that family mentality, because we pride ourselves in being a music family, and we play as a team. We're not fighting against each other at any time.
Right.
So
well, and if they're going to get signed by a major label, you got to help them work their fan base. If they don't have Twitter and they're just getting started, it's just going to take a lot longer, isn't it? Or a Facebook page build or anything like that.
It does. And I mean, I've got some artists with some really high, likes and followers on their fan pages on Facebook and on Twitter too. But for someone to come to you with no fan page or just 25 likes, it takes a long time to get them up there to where some of my other artists are. I have one artist that's got over 117,000 followers.
Wow.
And I've only had him, well, actually, it's kind of a perfect little story. We signed back in June of last year, but we didn't make it public for certain reasons until just a few months ago. And this artist has only been, it's Aaron Williams, and he's only been on Facebook. He was there a year last month.
Mm-hmm.
I found him right after he went on Facebook. He had just a video up of him doing like a mule song for background, and we started talking, and I said, "You need to start doing some lives and getting out there."
Yeah.
And we got attention of Joni and Kathy Tweedy, and he was the very first artist that was ever to cover songs on that page for one weekend. And he had like 20,000 likes over a weekend pop up on his page because of that.
Yeah.
And then from there, it started going like wildfire. And he's in every state in the United States now, in 29 countries.
Wow.
It's just blown up. We have some really super good artists. I mean,
yeah.
I look for uniqueness in each one. Each one of my artists is unique in their own way, and that's what I tell them. You don't have to be in competition with each other. You're each unique in your own way, and you each bring something different to the table,
Right. Well, I've seen, too, here recently on Facebook, because me and you are friends, that you're putting a lot of motivational quotes on Facebook, and I like that because, that's not only motivating us, and we're looking at it, but it's motivating yourself, isn't it, to keep doing what you're doing and know that, you're going to stay positive and this thing's going to work for you. You're not going to give up, and these artists, you never want them to give up on their careers if they really want to make it.
No, and, a lot of times I have people ask me, they'll message me and say, are you going through something that you're posting at? Well, no, I'm not. But one of my artists might be, or it might be an artist friend that's not under my management either, that's going through that, and I make some of those posts for them. You've got to keep your artists motivated, and I do my best to do that through these posts and other ways too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of artists have very low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And when they find when they get their highs, when they're actually performing, So when they're off the stage and, you know, they're doing their regular day job and their family duties and things like that, you know, it gets overwhelming because they're overloaded, and then they're trying to make this work in the music industry, and it's hard, you know, doing that. Some artists I have work 2 and 3 jobs, you know, and still doing the music. So you've got to try to keep them motivated. And like I tell every one of them, if your manager's not your biggest cheerleader, then you better be finding another manager.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's the same way for us in radio. It's the same way. You know, yesterday I woke up and I had the stomach flu the night before, and I just didn't feel good, and I had to cancel an interview and reschedule it that I had yesterday because I've been booked every day this week. But, you know, and I work another full-time job too. I get off the air here at 1 o'clock, and I have to be at work at 3 and then drive 30 miles to get there. So, you know, it's you got to keep pumping yourself up every day. Doing what you love to do is the most important thing, though. That working that full-time job is not it for me. This is talking to folks like you and getting to talk to these artists, man. That's why we do this thing. And our voice to be associated with their music is the number one thing in my book. I love it.
Right. I'm lucky I don't work a job. This is my full-time job. I work 18 hours a day at it, 7 days a week normally.
Isn't that funny? You'll work longer doing something you love, too, than what you're, you know, getting paid working for the man to do.
Right. And, I mean, I don't get paid that much. In fact, you know, we actually just started making income about 6 months ago. I work for free because I work different than a lot of managers do. I don't do a retainer fee. I just do a percentage of what they make, so that makes a difference. Because I know how hard it is and how hard the indie artists struggle to get to where they want to go.
Right.
So I don't charge anything up front. So a lot of my work's free until they're doing shows, selling merchandise, and, you know, records, selling CDs and things like that. So, I work harder at that. But my husband doesn't want me working an outside job. You know, that's fine with me. He makes a living. But he don't mind me doing this because he knows I love it. And I can travel and go to Nashville and go to the shows wherever, you know, I need to go. And he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And this is something I love to do. And, you know, I do. I spend 16, 18 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. You know,
wow.
I'll have people say, I'll see you online at 4 o'clock in the morning, then I'll see you back at 8 o'clock. Well, yeah, I get 3 to 5 hours sleep usually if I'm lucky, you know. And a lot of the music business goes on at nighttime. You know, I talk to a lot of the people in the industry at nighttime about my art, you know. So it's kind of crazy, but it's a crazy schedule, but I love it, and I love what I do. Yeah. So I love helping these guys.
We're in the same boat there, and we've known each other or known of each other, I want to say, better part of 3 years now, too, because I knew of you when we were with our other station, Music Road Radio, years ago, but all this time, I have never seen any drama or anything from you and or any of your artists, which I love that. Didn't know a whole lot about you, and then here just recently, you know, it's kind of we've been talking back and forth more together, and we've been friends on Facebook and stuff, and now we're doing this interview today, and I'm glad of that because I also added you today to our Useful Links web page that we built on our website. I thought I had you on there a week ago when I built it, and I had forgotten to add you, which is my bad, but you're on there now, so you can go to our Useful Links tab and click that and get Salter Gann Universal Promotions as well. It'll go right to your website. It takes you to, you know, all your artists and your story that I'm looking at now, everything. But
I appreciate you doing that, Tim.
It's just been a good working relationship, you know, and we don't make any money necessarily doing what we do either, but we do have some ways that we're trying to implement to do that, so if any of your artists need a logo built, I do those. We do websites. Me and Brenda can both build a website. I do these voiceover promos. I'll take 3 or 4 clips of some of their music and put it over a voiceover that I do and just tells where they can purchase the music, whether it be CD Baby, Spotify, Amazon, whatever. And we'll do those, and we charge for that. And if you just want the production of it that you can send out anywhere, that's not much money. If you want us to play it for 6 months on our radio station, that's not much money either. But, I'll just throw that out there. Anybody that wants that, we do more than just put your music on the radio, which we love. That's our number one thing. But and we'll never charge for that. You know, I see those posts all the time about how some of these internet stations now are charging to play these artists, and I think that is totally unethical. But we do other things besides that to try to make a little bit.
Right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I'll sure discuss it with all my artists, if they need any of those things.
I like your logo. Who did it? Who did your logo?
Drake King and I did together. We set up one night, and I was telling him what I wanted, and he would do something, and the hardest part of that logo was that color of purple on there, because I wanted a certain color of purple. Because
well, it looks good.
And then I wanted the heartbeat, and then the little gold artist, standing in the center. So we worked on that for about 2 hours one night, that logo, and he got that done. He's done that. He did our website. He did the website. He's good on that. He did the little video intros that we have for when our artists go live, and outros for when they are doing, not live, I'm sorry, when they do a video, we have an intro and outro on the video. It's at Salter Gann, they're under Salter Gann Universal Promotion and Management. And then we have a video on everyone's timeline, and he built those as well. Now, we are in the process right now of getting a professional one made to put on everybody's timeline. We've been going back and forth with the lady that's doing that out of Canada for about the last couple of weeks. And we should have that in the next couple of weeks ready to go on all the artist pages on their timeline for their timeline pick. So that's the person we met. It's Oral Walker. We met her at the Josie Awards last year. Drake and I did, and she offered us services, and she's a blessing. It was a blessing to meet her. She's doing some great things for us and some other indie artists as well.
Right. Doesn't it amaze you?
Drama, I won't put up with. I'll tell you that. We nip drama in the bud real quick. If it ever starts.
Man, we're on the same page right there, and that's why we like you on our team and on our website, because we're the. Brenda's in the chat room right now. She'll tell you exactly the same thing. But doesn't it amaze you, as big as Nashville is, and that song, entertainment community, that it's really small as far as the indies? When you get down to it, everybody kind of knows everybody.
Right.
And they meet at award shows like the Josie Awards and the Nashville Universal Awards that's getting ready to kick off on May the 8th. We met so many neat people there. I've been twice. Last season we won a couple of awards. I was fortunate enough to get that Radio Personality of the Year. We also got radio.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we also got Radio Station of the Year, which blew me away. But to have that support from people that I really don't self-promote at all. I didn't at all this year because I want Rob or Brenda to win it, and I hope Brenda wins it. So you guys need to vote for her.
I hope she does too. I'm voting for her every day.
And and the reason is because not only does she put on, I think, the best morning show on the net. She's faithful to it every day that she can, unless she's got some health issues or not feeling well. Then life happens. We both have to take a day off here and there. I hate to, because I got interviews every day almost. She's doing that to me, but she works so hard. She works so hard behind the scenes. We both do, but she's even more so than me. She does, like you, 14 hours a day sometimes, because she doesn't have a full-time job, and she gets all the music and loads it and critiques it and gets these artists' Twitter accounts and gets them stuff made, to promote them on the radio. It's just crazy. She's so good.
Yeah, she is. I really like Brenda. She works hard, I can tell. I see her online quite frequently,
Yeah, and that's...
We had quite a few nominations for the National Universe ourselves. We didn't make it to the final round, but just one artist. Aaron Williams made it to the Christian Artist of the Year, which kind of shocked me, because he's in there with Mercy Me and Jason Krabs and Casting Crowns, which really blew me away, that he made it that far with those artists. So those are some pretty big Christian groups.
Yeah. We talked about that the other day in an interview I had with Darren Morris from the Darren Morris Band, because his song Green-Eyed Texas Angel is up for several awards too in the finals.
I love that song.
Yeah, one of them Video of the Year, but he said that's not the song that I thought everybody would go crazy over, and it is. So, I'm sure you'll agree with some of your artists that, there's probably some out there that are having success on songs that they're going, man, where did that come from?
I know. When that song, Green Eyed Texas Girl, came out, I just knew that was going to be a hit. I love that song. And Darren's band, I love Darren Morris' band. And I knew that was going to be a good one. So I'm not surprised that it's hitting the charts like it is and getting awards, nominations for awards. So I hope he walks away with those.
Absolutely.
He's a good Texas guy, too. Texas guy, too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask you one thing. I'm looking at other bios from some of your artists. We got this gentleman named Kerry Stone, who I've seen in our chat room several times. I believe we only have one song from him. We would love to get more for...
Are you saying Kerry Stone?
Kerry Stone, yeah.
He's not an artist. He's my booking and marketing.
Oh, okay. I thought we had a song from him. My bad.
No, he actually was with David Allen Coe for a long time.
Okay.
On the road with David Allen Coe. And he came to us a couple of months ago as marketing and booking agent. And we're happy to have him in the family. He still runs David Allen Coe's fan page and has connections with David Allen Coe.
Okay. I thought we had a song from him. But you got a Chris Steven. I know TJ Nelson. We're friends on Facebook. And since we made the change, and my computer is sick, it's still in the shop, so I don't have his music in this laptop that I'm using to do the shows. And would sure love to have some of his. But, yeah, any of the others
Chris is actually managed. Chris I only promote. He's the only one I just promote.
Okay.
All the rest I manage. Chris's dad, Greg Bean, manages him. Old Joe Music Entertainment is his management company. But we're proud to have Chris on board. He's been on board a little over a year. I think about a year and a half with us. He's one of our oldest artists. Jason Lee was my oldest one, then Drake, and then Chris came on board.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll get you some of his music. We can get you some of his music in there.
Sounds good. Well, because, we love you and your management company and what you got going on, man. It sounds exactly like a good working relationship that we like here on Indie Country Radio. And even if you work with some songwriters that are looking for artists to promote their songs, I talked to Drake about this. He said he's got about 600 songs that he's written, but, he wants to record them first. But if you have any songwriters that you work with that like to pitch a song to an artist, whether it be one of our indie artists or a mainstream artist, we'll tweet that mainstream artist. I've done that several times because, they may say, hey, this is a song that you might think, Chris Young's voice would be great at that. Why don't you tweet that to Chris Young? And we were one of the first stations when we were on Music Road Radio to play Mr. Craig Campbell before he went mainstream. He lost his record label for a while, and so we started playing him again. Now he's back with a label, and so, when they sign with a major label, we kind of let them go to the mainstream and have that success, and then we pick up somebody else and play them. But, now it's where they sign with a lot of indie labels, and there's so many good ones out there that doing that, I think you get to be in more control of your career, and that's what me and Drake talked about, too, get to be...
That's what we believe, too.
Yeah.
That's Drake and I believe, too,
Get to be the artist that you want to be.
That's true.
Yeah. So, there's a lot to be said for that because I have a guy in Joplin, Missouri, and I tell this story all the time. He got offered a $500,000 record deal, but he's an African-American gentleman like Darius Rucker. He's had a good run in country music, but they wanted this guy to do country rap, and he just didn't want to do it. He wanted to write his own songs and stay true to his country music, and so he turned that down, and he's still an indie artist, and, and I commend him for that.
Well, yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a fun interview today. Glad to be able to talk to you. Let me ask you this before we go. Now, you've been doing this for what, about 10 years now?
About 10 years this run. Yes.
Okay, and how many are you looking for more artists on a daily basis? Tell us what your day is like when you sit down and you get on your computer, just like I do mine. I start looking at emails first, and then I start loading the show, and then after that I start looking at any more emails to send to Brenda, and then I pretty much have to head to work. But what's your day like?
Yeah, I pretty much do that. I check all the artist pages for notifications, messages, and respond to all those. Then I'm listening to music from new artists. Like I said, we get 25 to 30 a month. It's been hitting us here the last 6 months, coming to us strong and heavy. So we have to sit through all their music, all their social media sites, their websites, check it out. And then Drake and I get together and we decide on who I'm going to talk to and see if we're even going to consider them, for management. They can be really good. Like I said, if they're not going to be a family member, team player, then they're not coming on board with us. It's just that simple. I had a young guy out of Nashville that worked in a bar in Nashville, and he moved to Nashville thinking that, if I move to Nashville, I'll get signed with a major label, and I'll be taken off. Well, it don't happen that way,
Right.
You have to be there. Sometimes you can be there forever and not get signed to a label. But he contacted me, and I talked to him, and he cut his throat with two things right off the bat with me. he wanted to know, it was last year when I talked to him, it was back probably in February or March, and I had a couple of artists, Drake King and Jason Lee was up for Indieville Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, how in the world did you get those guys ever end up on there? There's people on Broadway that sing better than those guys. I said, well, I nominated them. Well, obviously both of them won their awards,
mm-hmm.
and he kind of ate crow with me later about that. But the second thing he did to cut his throat, I am a huge Keith Whitley supporter, and I have artists that have played the Keith Whitley shows, and I have one artist that is the artist spokesperson for the Keith Whitley friends and family, Julia Roberts is. And in fact, I was on the phone with Julia and the Keith Whitley crew last night discussing the upcoming award show in June. So when you tell me you can sing any Keith Whitley song better than Keith Whitley ever thought about singing, no, don't go there with me.
Right?
Don't go there with me. And I mean, he was that arrogant, you
wow.
know, and he had a manager in Nashville that was trying to get him to sign. And actually, who sent him to me was Kane Brown. He sent him to me. He said, I would go talk to Phyllis if I were you. And the manager was trying to charge him 65% for 30 years. That was unreasonable. I was like, 30 years? And he was like, my contracts are 3 years. I said, I've never.
I was just going to ask you that. When you take somebody on, how long do you sign for? So it's 3 years?
It's a 3-year contract. And it can be renewable at the end of 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have one contract that's longer than that, and that's with Jason Lee. That was the first artist that I signed. Jason and I had like a mother-son relationship, very close. We lost Jason last year. November the 9th, he passed away here in my home. He was here visiting, and he passed away unexpectedly. And Jason had asked me and probed with me and just kept on at me about the contract, and he wanted me to sign like a 20-year contract with him, and I finally did with some stipulations about he was divorced and he was divorced at the time and had 3 children by a previous marriage, and there was problems, and he wanted his money where it would be going to his children in a trust fund and all that. So I actually controlled all of Jason's money that comes through and still do. I don't do that with any other artist because I don't want to touch their money.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to do it. I've been criticized by other managers saying you shouldn't do that because what if they go out and sell 150 T-shirts and they only tell you they sold 100? Well, the way I feel about that and what I've said to other managers is they have to do that, then they're the ones that's got to lay down at night and be able to go to sleep with themselves. You know, as long as I'm doing what I need to be doing, and I can go to bed at night, and I'm good, and I only answer to God, you know, and I'm okay at night when I go to bed. I'm fine with that, you know, and I'm not going to let that worry me.
Well,
and I don't think I have an artist one that would do that to me right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I have an artist one that would do that to me.
You know, we've been doing this long enough. We have worked with some of the good ones and some of the not so good either. And I don't bash anybody on Facebook at all because, you know, these artists, that's part of being an indie artist, you know, to me, is you got to find out, you know, if you make that mistake, that's on you. if you're working with the wrong person in this business. Now, if you want to ask me and Brenda somebody we would recommend, I'd be glad to tell you, but I will never get on social media and tell somebody.
I won't badmouth anybody. I have people come to me all the time and ask me, well, do you know so-and-so in Nashville, or do you know this company in Nashville? What do you think? I would say, well, you know, if it's somebody I don't think they are a deal, I say, I think I just steer clear of them. I don't give them reasons, you know.
Right.
I think I steer clear of them, you know, and look somewhere else, you know. And I don't badmouth, and none of my artists badmouth, and we support other artists. You see where I share other artists' music that's not under my management. My team does the same thing. All my artists do that. We support all the indie artists that we can, you know.
You know, you want that family relationship just like we do. And I told Drake this the other day. You know, personally, my family doesn't listen to me on country radio because they don't like country music to begin with. I've got 4 brothers. I'm the oldest of 5 boys, and none of them listen to my radio show. So sometimes you don't even get that family support. But boy, if you don't have it in your management company, then it can really cause problems. And that's the first thing you want. So good for you.
Right, and you know, like Drake said, you know, you come to the South, you got family that's going to be getting in trouble and stuff. You know, he had people get in trouble, go the wrong way in his family. I did too, we're so parallel in so many things. It's unreal, Drake and I are.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got the same thing. I've got people that think I'm crazy because I'm in the country music. They thought I was crazy because I was in the paralegal and the justice system and doing investigation work too. You know, because most of those days were spent on death row working death row cases. You know, and I got my family. Oh, they just despise that. And then the music thing was like, you know, oh no, you've gone from worse to even worse. You know, you're really getting crazy. Honest. So I have family that doesn't support me in this, but that's fine. You know, my husband does, and I love it. And, you know, I have a great family with my management company, and they support me 100%, and I support them 100%, you know.
Right.
And
well, one of the first things I read...
As long as I've got that, that's fine.
Right. One of the first things I read in your bio, and we all agree to this, is that the music business is a tough business. But to me, and to you probably too, that puts up a challenge. You're like, I can do this. You know, let me see what I can do just to prove people wrong if they think I'm going to have a tough time being successful in this business.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, when I started this, if anyone would have told me that, you know, I would have had artists playing Keith Whitley shows, and then I'd have had an artist that was the artist spokesman for the Keith Whitley Friends and Family, I would have been like, no. I mean, I'm ecstatic about that. I mean, that's a big achievement for me right there in my artist. You know, I love, because, I mean, Keith Whitley, I'm all about Keith Whitley. So, you know, things like that, and having the artists win these awards, you know, there's no feeling like that when they call their name. And Drake and I are calm, cool, collected. We don't get excited and worked up to these things. You know, you have a little bit of excitement, you have butterflies in your stomach, but, I mean, until they call that name out, that's when I go doing my happy dance, as they call it.
You know? I'll tell you.
That's when I get excited.
Well, and you're right about Keith Whitley, man. I didn't really even know Keith Whitley's music that much until he passed away, and he's one of those artists that he's getting more airplay and more mentions now that he's gone than when he did when he was alive, like Elvis, Michael Jackson, George Jones,
exactly.
those kind of artists. That's the kind of guy Keith Whitley was to the world of country music.
That's true. His music is, I mean, it just speaks to you. I mean, it cuts right to the bone and speaks to you, you know. I just really love his music. He was a great friend. 89 was not a good year for me. I lost, you know, Keith May 9th. I lost my only child July 1st, you know, that year.
Wow.
And I was like, it was a pretty devastating year, 89 was for me.
Well, and then later on, when you went to the Grand Ole Opry, you were hooked, just like we were last season when we won the Nashville Universe Awards. The next day, we ate breakfast at Waffle House, and everybody kind of went their own ways. But we went and toured that Grand Ole Opry Hotel, you know, the Gaylord thing and all that. We didn't go to the theater, but... You know, I got to see a live radio show at WSM, and being in radio, man, that just got me going because I love that, you know, being right there in that little studio where everybody can walk by, and, you know, I took video of it, and it was nice. I loved it.
Well, my first time to the Grand Ole Opry was when I was 17 years old with Bubbles Franklin when she was there with Larry Butler and went for the RCA contract. And they were having what they called Country Fest back then, and that's when I got to meet Loretta Lynn. And walk on the stage of the Ryman Auditorium is like, oh, all these artists, you know, it's just overwhelming, you know, the feeling you feel, you know. And I went home and told my mother, I said, you've got to quit your job and get a job in Nashville. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, I've got to move to Nashville. She said, you're crazy. I said, Mom, that is the closest place to heaven you're going to get on earth. I've got to move to Nashville.
I know.
She's like, you're not moving to Nashville. Forget that.
Lots of people must be going to heaven, too, because that traffic, it's crowded in that town now.
Oh, yeah, it is. That traffic is crazy in Nashville. It really is.
Well,
we were talking about that the other day when we go for the award show. Someone said, I'm not driving to Nashville.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's the same way for us. When the first time we went to the Wild Horse Saloon and saw that venue and all the history there of the people that have played on that big stage, it just blew me away. And then they took about a year and a half off for the Nashville Universe Awards, so that's why they're having it so late this year, because they remodeled the Wild Horse Saloon totally. And it just looks amazing, and that is just such a cool venue. And you know, to be a part of that and get to walk up on that stage and win some awards, I mean, there's nothing like it. So congratulations to your artists that are in the finals. You guys definitely got our votes. And, man, I thank you for spending time with us today. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, you're welcome. thank you for having me, Tim. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And, any of your artists that want to set up interviews later on down the road, be sure to hit up me or Brenda. We would love to talk to them and play their music and find out their stories. That's the most fun of doing this, is because everybody has a story. There's even a show on that, I think, on CBS, that guy does, that Steve guy. So,
right.
I like to hear those stories and talk to everybody because, like I told you before we went on the air, I've done so many of these interviews. I just like them to all be different. We never know what we're going to talk about or what we're going to hear. And you've got a good thing going, so keep doing what you're doing, and we wish you the most success.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you and Brenda so much, and all the artists that SGU does as well. And there is a few that I'd like to get in for interviews that you haven't interviewed, and I'll get with y'all on that.
Sounds good. We will be glad to do it. We are with Phyllis Salter Gann from Salter Gann Universal Promotions, so check her out on her website. You can find her real easy on ours. Just hit the Useful Links tab on IndieCountryRadio.net. I'm going to go out with Mr. Drake King right now. This is called I'm Gonna Love You on today's Country from Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I'm gonna love you till you love yourself, and I'm gonna hold you till you can't feel nothing else but my arms around you and my hands holding yours. I'm not gonna think about the things I can't do, 'cause I know there's lots of things I wish I could. I'm just gonna do everything that I can to bring that pretty smile back again. We both know I do that best, 'cause I'm gonna love you till you love yourself, and I'm gonna hold you till you can't feel nothing else but my arms around you and my hands holding yours. I know there'll be times when you wanna walk away, and there'll be times when I wanna do the same. No matter how hard that you feel that it is, you can bet your sweet lips my love won't end, and you'd actually win that bet. 'Cause I'm gonna love you till you love yourself, and I'm gonna hold you till you can't feel nothing else but my arms around you and my hands holding yours. When you run out of reasons to stay, remember how much you loved when I'd say it's all gonna be alright. I love you, babe. 'Cause I'm gonna love you till you love yourself, and I'm gonna hold you till you can't feel nothing else but my arms around you and my hands holding yours. All you're gonna feel is my hands holding yours.
Your station for hot new country.
It's hot. It's really hot. All the best country.
Today's best country hits.
You guys are hot.
You are so great.
Somebody get me a beer!
music.
Run! Post, cover your down. Uh-oh.
Your hot new country station.
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
To the basement! 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 Up to the basement! To the basement! To the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
This is my life. I have to shape it, or somebody else will. It just won't seem right to let others choose my way. Gonna dig a little deeper and reach for the stars just like I want to. There's no stopping me now. I'm on my way. Since I know I can't stay, then I guess I can have my say. Never gonna give up. Never gonna give in. This time I'm here to win. I'm not walking away. There's no stopping me now. Gonna live loud, laugh loud, play loud, be who I want to be. Gonna live hard, laugh hard, play hard, take in the scenery. Gonna breathe in, hold on, stay strong, and remember what matters. There's no stopping me now. I'm on my way. Since I know I can't fade, I guess I can have my say. Never gonna give up. Never gonna give in. This time I'm here to win. I'm not walking away. There's no stopping me now. Didn't come this far just to play along with fools. Time to rewrite the rules. There's no stopping me now. I'm on my way. Yes, I can have my say. Never gonna give up. Never gonna give in. This time I'm here to win. I'm not walking away. There's no stopping me now. There's just no stopping me now. There's no stopping me now.
Her name is Tammany. I give away one of her CDs last week on a Freebie Friday. There's no stopping me now. Well, I don't think there was any stopping Phyllis from talking either. We just hung up 20 seconds ago, literally. But man, what a great interview. She is awesome. You guys need to check out Salter Gann Universal Promotions. She will definitely do you right. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, let's give away something else now. The third person to come into the chat room and say, I want an MB 8x10 Gann is going to win a glossy portrait of Mr. Matthew Bonazzoli from Indie Country Radio. So let's do it right now. Matt Van Fossen from West Virginia, where are you going to run to now? How about Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on a Freebie Friday?
Sun coming up, West Virginia highway, just couldn't sleep in the bed that you made. Where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run to now? Radio on, coffee black in your cup, don't know where you're going, only know you can't stop. Where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run to now? Out to hold you, offering the love, fading in your rear view. Where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run to now? Tomorrow coming fast over the horizon, Jesus on the dash, devil riding shotgun. Where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run to now? When you run out of road, run out of reasons, run out of luck and lies to believe in.
If he don't play that song, I'm gonna spit some chaw in his eye.
You're listening to the 2016 Nashville Universe Awards Radio Network of the Year, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I hear the sound of your engine coming down my driveway. We've got 30 little seconds to get me out of this place. Before my dad is chasing and my mom is yelling out my full name. Oh, but I don't care. I'll say a little prayer. I'll take the blame. You're the first shot of whiskey. That was a mistake. You're the last drag of cigarette I shouldn't take. You're the hell-bent heartbreak I can't shake. Oh, no, no, no. You're the bad boy screaming off the tip of my tongue. And I'm playing with fire. I know it's wrong, but you look at me and I always give in. Baby, you're my bad habits. I see the blue and red lights catching and flashing in the rear view. Oh, pedal down, radio up. I feel alive with you. It's that good time smile, those bright blue eyes, they drive me wild. I wanna ride with you for
and I don't have any bad habits. Anybody want to buy some oceanfront property in Arizona, by the way? I'm just kidding. Miss Christy Lamb from Sydney, Australia right there. Her latest single called Bad Habit. She is your country music channel Female Vocalist of the Year. She just won that a few weeks ago, and like I was saying earlier when she won it, I had never, up until the time she went up on stage and accepted that award, never heard her talk. And yes, she does have an awesome Australian accent, absolutely. But she makes great country music from the country of Australia. Well, speaking of country music, Richard Lynch makes traditional great country music from Waynesville, Ohio. He's going to be coming to Branson, Missouri here pretty soon. Actually, Springfield at the Southbound Bar and Grill. We're going to hook up for breakfast if I don't go see the show on Saturday night, because I got another gig to do that night as well. But he's got a brand new single out called Country Music Isn't Country Anymore. Do you agree? I think so. Right here on Indie Country Radio.
As a boy, I remember without fail every Sunday afternoon my daddy played Merle Haggard loud enough to shake the shingles on the roof. All us kids in the neighborhood knew every word that Mama tried, and I've heard it on the radio not once since the day my daddy died. Hank Thompson, Johnny Paycheck, and George Jones, Patsy Cline, and Sonny James. It's so wrong, the only place I hear him sing is in the Country Hall of Fame. Country radio's neglected the legends that made Nashville what it is. And I bet my country ass that I'll be gone before I hear them played again. What a shame country music isn't country anymore. How I miss Luke the Drifter when I hear that old lonesome whistle blow. Twin fiddles and a whining steel guitar never graced my radio. God, I hate the country music isn't country anymore. I never thought I'd see the day that pop and rock and roll would rule this town. When George Strait hangs his hat up, Music City will be down for the count. Like when the Okie from Muskogee sang, a joint was just a bad place to be. She thinks I still care and faded love are just precious memories. Conway, Twitty, Johnny Cash, and Kitty Wells, and the list goes on and on. Gone and long forgotten by mainstream country radio. But come Sunday afternoon, I'll raise every single window in my house and pay honor to their memories, the way my daddy taught me how. Yeah, it's a shame country music isn't country anymore. How I miss Luke the Drifter when I hear that old lonesome whistle blow. Twin fiddles and a whining steel guitar never graced my radio. God, I hate country music isn't country anymore. Yeah, it's a sin that country music isn't country anymore.
The featured song of the week is next on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Time just slipped away from me. I couldn't tell, I couldn't see. The picture painted perfectly, each stroke with a brush, carefully. Picasso took away my soul, left me here an empty hole. Breathe, breathe, move me. Chance at life, be careful how you roll the dice. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Get on up, do what you do. Time won't stop for you, and time won't wait for you. Just breathe, breathe, move me. And reach for the sky. Don't want you to say that you didn't try. Get the hell out your way, make it your own. Now you feel me, I'm in the zone. Time won't stop for you, and time won't wait for you. Just breathe, breathe, move me.
From Alberta, Canada, and I missed her radio interview yesterday. We have rescheduled it, though, for next Thursday on a Triple Play Thursday edition of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, Miss Jessie Tyler Williams. But, I felt yesterday like I got mauled by a Greyhound bus. That's right. And I feel a lot better today. I can't do radio if I don't feel it. I'm telling you, man, I love to get excited about this, and when I unmute the microphone, you never know what's going to happen. But I tell you what, the music's always good, isn't it? Well, I had a great interview with this young lady this week. She is Casey Carney. You can follow her at KCK Music on Twitter, Guns and Glitter. Hey, that rhymed, didn't it? On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on a Freebie Friday.
Don't you dare believe I'm weak, my nerves are steel. Go ahead, look down on me, I don't care what you think. Tight blue jeans are no doubt hot, mixed buckles and boots and a really good shot. Guns and glitter are my favorite thing. A girl with grit is fierce but sweet. I have a pistol in my purse, was hitting bullseye as a little girl. I can hold my own when you run your mouth. Be assured I won't back down. My mama said stand tall, look nice. Daddy taught me how to fight. Pink and pretty, I'll pull that trigger. I won't give up my guns and glitter. but sparkle drowns it out. You think girly can't be strong, but you're wrong, so wrong. My aim is better than most boys. I shoot with grace and poise. Guns and glitter are my favorite thing. A girl with grit is fierce but sweet. I have a pistol in my purse, was hitting bullseye as a little girl. I can hold my own when you run your mouth. Be assured I won't back down. My mama said, stand tall, look nice. Daddy taught me how to fight. Pink and pretty, I'll pull that trigger. I won't give up my guns and glitter. I can blast that target, don't you know? A little bit gaudy but perfectly nice. A southern belle done right. My mama said, stand tall, look nice. Daddy taught me how to fight. Pink and pretty, I'll pull that trigger. I won't give up my guns and glitter. Short, I won't back down. My mama said, stand tall, look nice. Daddy taught me how to fight. Pink and pretty, I pull that trigger. I won't give up my guns and glitter. Oh, pink and pretty, I pull that trigger. I won't give up my guns and glitter.
This is where country music lives.
Let's start the music.
We're the people's favorite. Show the world you love your country. Delivering a much-needed neck punch to the status quo.
What does that even mean?
That means, in addition to the variety you've come to expect, you'll also hear songs like this.
Under a blanket of stars where she first held my hand, I grew from a boy to a man in the country.
And this.
A bottle of wine on a riverbank, sitting on a blanket, staring up at the stars, and daring each other to drink.
And this.
Gonna need another night like this. You got something that I can't resist. One kiss and I never wanna let you go. Oh, oh.
Thank you for listening to Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Maybe I don't even like it. Yeah, maybe I'm just not the kind to only have one woman on my mind.
who takes it all away for a little while. You're the one who makes it better. You're the one who changed my style. You're the one who takes it all away for a little while. For a little while. No, no.
They are a great band from San Antonio, Texas. Lead singer Mr. Jason Martinez there from the Electric Cowboys, and a great tune called Little While. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening for a little while. If you're just now tuning in, you did miss a great radio interview with Miss Phyllis Salter Gann from Phyllis Salter Gann Universal Promotions. It is available as a podcast, though, and you can listen to it over and over again right after 1 o'clock Central Time today. But some more music to play first. How about this next duo? They are 1_more_girl on the big Twitter machine. One More Girl and Love Like Mine on today's country from Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on this Freebie Friday.
Scored. Just 'cause you're the first one walking out that door. So take it when you leave. I don't need your sympathy. I might stay up, drunk on wine, hurt like hell, and I'll be crying black mascara tears. But you're never gonna find another love like mine. See, I think you think the new means better off, but the proof's in the pudding once the shot is lost. So go and get yourself a little taste of something else. I might stay up, drunk on wine, hurt like hell, and I'll be crying black mascara tears. I might lock my door, sleep in my phone, miss you bad for a month or so, but let me tell you something, my dear. I'm gonna be just fine, but you're never gonna find another love like mine. It's starting to sound like a good idea. The more I'm standing here, I might stay up, drunk on wine, hurt like hell, and I'll be crying black mascara tears. I might lock my door, sleep in my phone, miss you bad for a month or so, but let me tell you something, my dear. I'm gonna be just fine, but you're never gonna find it. No, I'm gonna be just fine, but you're never gonna find it. No, I'm gonna be just fine, but you're never gonna find another love like mine. You're never gonna find another love like mine.
Nobody knows new country
like we know new country.
Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Three missed calls, well let me guess. You went out drinking with your friends, leaving me a message saying you'll be here in a bit. I check the clock, it's 2 a.m. And that's when you come stumbling in, crawling into bed with me. Well, here we go again. You're saying you miss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. A week goes by and not one word. When Friday comes, you can be sure you'll be knocking at my door, saying, baby, let me in. Well, don't you know you're wasting time? Save your breath, I heard your lies. You sure are Prince Charming when that bottle hits your lips. You're saying you miss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. You're saying you miss me, but you'll blame it on the whiskey. 'Cause I know you hate to sleep alone. And you lean in to kiss me, but you're blaming on the whiskey. The next time I don't pick up the phone. Next time I don't pick up the phone, blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. Blame the whiskey, 'cause I'll be gone. 3 missed calls were letting me guess. You went out drinking with your friends, leaving me a message saying you'll be here in a bit.
Her name is Alexis Taylor. You can find her on Twitter at Miss Taylor Music, and that is called Blame It on the Whiskey. Well, if I'm gone for a couple of days, you can blame it on the weekend, but no worries. Tomorrow, Brenda Corbin is planning on doing a show along with Mr. Rob Charles and Kicking Country with Rob Charles. Now, Rob has to work tomorrow at his other gig, so normally he goes on the air at 8 o'clock Central Time, and Brenda's going to let you know what time she's going to be on tomorrow. So they're going to be rocking the new country music world on Indie Country Radio tomorrow night, maybe tomorrow afternoon as well. So you guys stay tuned to Indie Country Radio. Like us on Facebook at Indie Country Radio. Like our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. All of our shows go to YouTube as well. And, of course, you can listen live right here on Spreaker.com or our website, IndieCountryRadio.net. Mr. Josh Ward is from Montgomery, Texas. Josh Ward Music on Facebook and Twitter. This is called Broken Hearts on Today's Country from Indie Country Radio. New Country's best on a Freebie Friday.
What's a cowboy supposed to do when a cowboy ain't supposed to cry? There's gotta be a beer somewhere that needs a tear when you just can't keep it all inside. Everywhere I go, just ain't my kind of vibe. Folks are having fun, man, it must be nice. Guess I'm the only one with a broken heart. Ain't found another sad soul so far. Everybody must be doing fine, 'cause I'm in a rut, they're stuck in party time. All I wanna do is turn my radio on, reset the clock and hear a sad country song. But I'm just looking for a place to fall apart. Guess I'm the only one with a broken heart.
fine. Neon lights and smoke, damn, it don't feel right. Guess I'm the only one with a broken heart. I ain't found another sad soul so far. And everybody must be doing fine. 'Cause I'm in a rut, they're stuck in party time. All I wanna do is turn my radio home, reset the clock and hear a sad country song. But I'm just looking for a place to fall apart. Guess I'm the only one with a broken heart. Just can't seem to find a place to fall apart. Guess I'm the only one with a broken heart.
There's no such thing as enough country. You know that great song that you just can't get out of your head? We're playing it right now. Wow, it's like we're right there inside your head. Okay, well, maybe not literally.
Don't touch that dial!
Broadcasting worldwide from his basement.
In the basement! 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 Up to the basement! In the basement! In the basement!
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You're listening to Tim Kelly
on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Never thought that I'd be French braiding hair, picking out Sunday dresses, pretty things to wear. You gave your reasons and you had to run. Our two baby girls had their whole world come undone. I picked up the pieces, we moved on. Now I'm giving all my love to the girls here in this tub. Get those tangles in their hair, tangles in their life. They're gonna need a daddy, oh, to tuck them in at night. Times will be tough, oh, without a doubt. All they gotta do is call on me, and I'll work those tangles out. Coaching both a T-ball and gymnastics class, watching princess movies just to see them laugh. I'm keeping up the scrapbooks and I'll wait up at prom. I'll take away the cell phones when them boys don't leave them alone. I do all of this when I think of you. I'll do a little more, 'cause that's just what daddies do. Got those tangles in their hair, tangles in their life. They're gonna need a daddy, oh, to tuck them in at night. Times will be tough, oh, without a doubt. All they gotta do is call on me, and I'll work those tangles out. I see your eyes and your smile on their face in the mirror as I brush the pain away. never understand how you could give this up. But I thank God I was here, and I pray I'll be enough when they get those tangles in their head, tangles in their lives. They'll need their daddy, oh, to help them get through life. Times will be tough, oh, without a doubt. Don't you know I'll always be right here to work those tangles out. Work those tangles out.
My recommendation is if you're going to be in or around the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, go see that gentleman right there, Mr. Brent Giddens, in concert. He puts on a great show. We've had the pleasure of seeing him in person twice. A great tune called Tangles there that he wrote about his two daughters, and the Brent Giddens Band, absolutely awesome. Brent Giddens on Facebook and Twitter. Check him out, folks. Well, be sure to check out Brenda and Rob tomorrow night on Indie Country Radio. They're planning something crazy. I don't know what they're going to do and don't know who they're going to play, but you know we love playing live requests, so get with Brenda if you want to hear your artist on the radio tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening with Rob Charles on Kicking Country with Rob Charles. I want to thank Phyllis Salter Gann for doing a great radio interview today. We had a blast. I could talk to her for hours, but I'll see you Monday with Mr. Taft Simmons from Joplin, Missouri. Great radio interview there, too. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the radio. Bye-bye now.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on, oh, I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's